I am Field Horn, President of the Board of Trustees of the Saratoga County History Center, and it is my honor to welcome you to the opening of our latest exhibition. The present exhibit was planned to rectify a major gap in our historical understanding. Since the first settlement by European people, this county has been home to people of African origin who contributed their hard work and intelligence to what we see around us, but this record has largely been overlooked. Only an exhibit at the Saratoga Springs History Museum in 1992 has presented this story to the public. We thank an extraordinary team assembled by the Saratoga County History Roundtable for creating a worthy exhibition. At the same time, we intend to present to the public the stories of the Algonquian and Iroquois people on whose ancestral homelands we now gather, including their vibrant communities today. As in past years, we hope to present Native New York programming and to include carefully interpreted materials in a future county exhibit planned for 2023. We have many honored guests here today. We particularly want to introduce Craig A. Hayner, Saratoga County Clerk. His department, along with this institution and the Office of the County Historian, is charged with the preservation of our historical records. Mr. Hayner?
Thank you so much, Field. It is truly an honor to be here, and I'm truly grateful that to be invited to be part of such a special occasion. And I wish Field you great success here as president this year, and I know that it's work that you've done in the past, but it sounds like some very exciting things are happening here at Brookside. There's no doubt that an event like this could never take place with a lot of collaboration to make it happen. And I'd like to thank Jim Richmond, founder of the Saratoga County History Center Roundtable, and all his partners, Marianne Fitzgerald, Saratoga Springs historian, Lori Weiss, local history librarian at the Saratoga Springs Public Library, and of course, someone I know very well, Lauren Roberts, our Saratoga County historian. I would like to just, on behalf of the Saratoga County Board of Supervisors, the chairman of the board, Todd Kuzniers, our county administrator, Steve Bulger, and myself, the county clerk's office, and just want to thank you for the work that you're doing. And as I said, I was talking to Field a little bit, and I talked to Lauren a lot. You've got a lot of really exciting things coming up and a lot of events planned, and that's just absolutely awesome. Speaking of collaboration, I'd just like to kind of give you an idea of some of the things that we're doing at the county that are pretty exciting for preservation of records. First and foremost, over the past year, I've been working closely with the new administration and the Board of Supervisors to, as they've really put an emphasis on records management countywide. And they not only are putting an emphasis on it, but putting money behind it as well. On January 5th, they decided to move, after a lot of deliberations, to move the records management officer position under the county clerk. It has been under the county administrator for many years. And big reason for that is because of the preservation and the records that we have, the consistent records over the years of making sure that we are preserving our records. And one of them, which is a very sought after record, is the civil action of Solomon Northrop, which we recently did a lot of work on in preservation. That put some money into that, and those are original documents that are very nicely preserved now. And we didn't bring the original here today, but we do have some Solomon Northrop in the exhibit that as part of Lauren's exhibit out here. In addition to that, since 2005, we have been preserving records through digitization, and I do believe that other than the cities, or the city boroughs, we probably have the largest collection of digitized records of any county. We have about 20 million records that are public records, easy access. We still give it for free, provide it for free, and those are the kind of things that we can do because of the interest in the economy of Saratoga County, how it continues to grow, and there's revenues that come in to help us generate that and keep that free. In addition to that, we've also done a lot of work with our deed books. We've fixed the binders on those books, and just, and this is many years. And so there's a year after year commitment to that. And my point is that we have a track record under County Clerk's Office of preserving records, and the Board of Supervisors and the County Administration recognize that we can kind of hit the ground running and really wrap our arms around this giant of a project to take on records management countywide. So we're really excited by that. But last but not least, I'd just like to mention that one of the other exciting opportunities for us is the addition of the county historian coming under the county clerk's organization as well. And I think anybody, if you don't know Lauren, her excitement for history is contagious. And so we're excited about that, and especially the fact that the 250th anniversary of the Battle of Saratoga and the Revolutionary War is coming up. The Board of Supervisors and the Chairman of the Board have put a strong emphasis and money and investment into making sure those things are happening. So it's a great effort that's going to be coming forth to make sure that Saratoga County history, comes alive, and we take advantage of all those opportunities. And we look forward to collaborating with all of you to make sure that we are making the best of all of our efforts when it comes to talking about Saratoga County history. And last but not least, I did want to recognize someone, and I know she's not here today, but someone who has done a tremendous job over the years, for 15 years, of collecting information for African American history. And her name is Jane Meter Nye. I wish she was here today. I know that she has just been a great asset to Lauren, and it just goes to show that there's ongoing efforts all the time to preserve all of our history. And we just want to thank Jane in my closing remarks here. But again, thank you for the opportunity to be here and the invite, and I just appreciate it very much and look forward to working with you some more.
Thank you, Mr. Hayner. Has Mr. Hicks come? No. We'll go on to our last honored guest and hopefully come back to our second last honored guest. Our last honored guest is no longer a guest. Jim Richmond has single-handedly brought new life to historical research and interpretation in our county by organizing the Saratoga County History Roundtable. 2 years ago, its members were influential in the reorganization of the Saratoga County History Center. Last month, Jim joined the center's Board of Trustees and is now an insider. Jim.
Was this protocol okay? Okay, good. Thank you. I can't talk well anyway, but this just gives you the briefest snapshot of what the exhibit is all about that I'll talk about briefly. I want to thank Field for giving me and the group an opportunity to put this exhibit together on a relatively short notice. Back in November, we were proud to announce that we would be having a special presentation on the Lattimore family on February 19th at 2 o'clock. And one of our presenters is on our committee now, Lori Weiss, in the back, and she's going to be joined by Julie O'Connor from Albany. And as we were thinking about that opportunity, we said that we should consider putting together a small pop-up exhibit for the month of February for Black History Month. It would be a nice thing to do. And not only that, we had the resources of the people that could do it. As the people on, you've also see on the back of that list of the committee members, I think that the Field already had mentioned to you. So we had all expectations that we'd be able to put together a small pop-up exhibit that would last a month. Okay, and then Field called me and said, how about having an exhibit that's a little bit larger and that lasts 9 months instead of 1 month? So we said, sure, we can do that, not having a clue what the work was involved to do that. But the fact is that what you see out there now an effort that started at our first meeting on December 16th. Okay, and it wasn't for the people that you see listed here, starting with Ann Clothier, who is I call her the matron of Brookside Museum, not only because she's carrying her daughter around, but because she knows where everything is, and all the hidden things as well. And of course, Marianne Fitzgerald, who not only has worked with us on this exhibit, but she has worked with history of Black Americans on the West Side back from the 90s. Okay, you know, and you've developed a lot of relationships there. And she's besides that, she's a wonderful person to work for. And besides that, her and my mother were best friends. So that was good. Kendall Hicks, who is not here at this time, was the member from the Black Elks, and what he was been able to do is connect with the members of the Black Elks, which were central. The information they provided was central to the exhibit that you see out there in that long case. So we're really proud to have that connection through Kendall and through Marianne. And one of the things we are looking forward to is to have more representatives of the Black Elks and the Black community here over the next few months to first of all look at the exhibit, assess the exhibit, and let us know your thoughts on the exhibit, because this is not a kind of exhibit you put together without controversy or without issues. So we're looking forward to that kind of feedback as well. So we thought we could do it in a short period of time, and it turned out to be a very large effort. But the fact is, more importantly, we came to realize the importance of the topic and the complexity of the story we wanted to tell. And we wanted to present Black history over a 200-year period. Not too ambitious, right? And the only way we could do that was to choose episodes or incidences or individuals that would represent different facets of the community over that 200-year period. And we wanted to tell the entire story, not a complete story, but the snapshots. And the snapshots of people of color in America, people of African origin, is so many multifaceted pieces to it that, you know, obviously we go from the enslaved era, which didn't end in New York State till 1827, actually, and then the period of the 19th century into the 20th century. We wanted to recognize, unvarnished, the difficulties and the issues faced by Black Americans during that time frame. But we didn't want to end there. We also wanted to look at the entrepreneurial spirit, some of the heroic activities and stands that the Black Americans took. And we tried to find local examples of all those different scenarios. So that's what you'll see in the exhibit. One of the things we've always struggled with as a committee is somebody would develop a panel or a piece, and the rest of us would look at it, and Lauren, what would we say? 3 words. Too many words. Lauren would say that, but everybody would say it at one time or another. And there are many words in this exhibit, okay? And one of the reasons for that is it's a complex story. And another aspect of that is that we would like people to take their time. I know today is an opening day. It's pretty hard to take your time. We would encourage people to come back and view the exhibit. Bring your family, bring your friends, bring your co-workers to have a more in-depth experience with the exhibit, and to tell us your own thoughts. Many of the people that will come through this exhibit either have personal experiences they can share, or will have a viewpoint that may differ somewhat from what you see in the exhibit. That's great, because we want to hear it, we want to react to it, we want to be in a position where over the next 8 or 9 months of this exhibit's life to November next year, that we are able to improve it, fix it where we must, but improve it where we can, and use this exhibit as kind of a little laboratory for how you can evolve an exhibit over time. We've got our first, you know, I'm a product of the 20th century for sure, not the 21st. So we have our first QR code out there, which is first for me, but that wasn't done by myself, that was done by Ann and others, and it's a connection to an interview that was given by Anita Turner can you tell us a little bit, that was about when, about 20 years ago or so?
That was in 1999, and she was interviewed by Courtney Reed as part of our West Side Oral Narrative.
Okay.
And Anita's here today.
Okay, so yeah, you can just put that up. Where's Anita? Oh, no wonder you're hiding back there. I know. Nice to see you, Anita. Yep, hiding back. Okay, so I guess the point is you can actually, use your phone and get the website and listen to Anita speaking. So, yes.
I do want to say that I just heard from Kendall Hicks that he is not well, and he had,
Oh, I'm sorry.
yeah, and so he wanted me to say that if Bill Stanley would say anything, or Anita, but he just texted me. I asked him if he was in the region. He's not feeling well.
Okay, tell him we hope he feels better, and we hope to see him soon. One of the things we want to do, because we want this exhibit to grow in terms of word of mouth. Okay, we've been fortunate in the rollout of this exhibit to have quite a bit of publicity in the local newspapers. We will be conducting an interview with, I guess, Channel 9, which is Spectrum, tomorrow morning. So this exhibit will have an opportunity for a lot of people to interact on this topic. And as we said before, it's not an interesting or simple topic. It's a complex topic. So we would hope that by you being here today, that you could be part of that, spreading that word among your compatriots, your coworkers, and your friends and neighbors, so that we can have a larger interaction of people over the next few months. So I appreciate all that you're doing here, the fact that you came. So we'd like to have you now go around, exhibit a little bit more. I know you did it on the way in. Okay, take another look. The committee members, all of us that are wearing the yoke, will be here to answer your questions, and we'll be mingling out in the exhibit as well. In the room right beyond the exhibit, there's some wonderful refreshments that were put together by Donna Dedarius from our board. So we'd hope that you would enjoy that. And again, thanks for being here, and thank you very much for sharing your thoughts on our exhibit today. So thank you, Field.
Before I ask if anyone from the Elks has a few words for us, I'll just mention one more thing. This is our first exhibit on African American history, but it's not our first effort. In 1983, I think, I was director here, and I got a call from a doctoral student at the University of Chicago, Myra B. Young, and she was writing her doctoral dissertation on the black hotel workers in Saratoga Springs and Newport. And I said, of course, what can I do to help? And we became great friends and remain so to this day. She has been, for some years, a dean at Bard College, and her dissertation became a book. We do have 5 copies out in the shop area. It's a wonderful read. It's called Lord, Please Don't Take Me in August. And I encourage you to take a look at it. Some of her interviews are in our archives upstairs, including tape-recorded conversations with Mr. Ed Pilkington, Mrs. Edna Bailey Miller. These are people who are long gone. And I think they're not the only ones, but those are the 2 I remember. Is there anyone who would like to speak from the Elks or the... Anyone? Please. Please.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Bill Stanley. I'm actually the Secretary-Treasurer of Frederick Allen Lodge. And I just want to let everyone know that we're delighted to be a part of this exhibit. At the lodge itself, there are many more photos about the history of the lodge itself and many of the functions that took place back in the 20s and 30s. And in addition to the exhibit here, we'd love to invite you to the lodge to take a look at some of the history that we have displayed at the lodge itself. But thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Stanley. Now, please go and enjoy the exhibit and the refreshments.